We have finally received our first official piece of Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 4 media in the form of its initial teaser trailer. Unfortunately, it did leak a little bit beforehand, but it should be out as of the time that I am releasing this video. And the thing is that I've definitely got a lot of hopes, and I definitely have a lot of thoughts about what we've seen. So in a nice short and simple fashion, I want to go over mainly the things that I have picked up on when it does come to this teaser trailer, and just give my general hopes when it does come to Dragons Rising Season 4. Obviously, when the official trailer comes out and we get more teasers, I will go through everything then. So this is more to serve as my initial impressions, and I am very curious to know what you guys think of it as well. To get it off immediately with the biggest thing of all, the season looks absolutely fantastic. The lighting looks brilliant. The more fluid looking animation that we saw towards the end of season 3 is also present. It feels like Ninjago is definitely going into a new era in terms of how it looks. And honestly, I couldn't be more happy. It just looks amazing, and every single scene looks very distinct from one another. But we get all of these upgrades whilst also maintaining a lot of the things that we've already had established in Dragons Rising. The very first scene of this teaser trailer shows a seemingly long shot of Lloyd jumping up with his blade to strike down at one of the monsters, and it seems to be that those are maintaining themselves as well. So it really feels like we're getting the best of both worlds when it comes to Dragons Rising, and again, I couldn't be happier. Since I have mentioned that first scene specifically when it does come to the teaser, I'm just going to go through the teaser as it was presented to us, and give my thoughts on the things that basically took my interest. The first thing was definitely the Dragon of Life. They look absolutely amazing looking. I think any single shot that we actually did see it in was absolutely fantastic, and I do hope it plays a big part in the story. I hope it isn't just one note, I hope it is more involved than we have seen before, and honestly, I'm very excited to see how the presence does affect the season. The next thing that definitely caught my eye was this shot here of what seemingly is going to be one of the Loyalists. I think this is a really good looking shot. I love the lighting, the red effect is absolutely brilliant, and the design also looks absolutely amazing. Honestly, I'm very curious to see how the Loyalists play into Season 4 of Dragons Rising. I think, honestly, there's a lot of interesting implications, especially considering what we know purely based on the sets. Honestly, I'm just hoping that they do these correct. I'm hoping the Loyalists actually do have something within the show itself, and it doesn't become another situation like Raptor and the Freebooters. Honestly, they have everything going for them, and I just hope they don't mess it up. The next big thing we see is actually the shot of what seemingly is this weird looking goo ritual. I mean, we don't really have a lot of context, but it seems to be where these monsters from the season are actually going to be coming from. We see the acid monster, and we see a lot of people cowering in fear. Honestly, I'm very curious to know as to why these rituals are taking place and what kind of presence these monsters will actually be. They seem for the most part just kind of mindless beings of destruction, and I don't mind that whatsoever. But again, I'm just very curious to know what is actually going to happen when it does come to these monsters. And again, the designs look really cool, and also the sound design is just fantastic as well. After that came a shot of the administration. We get to see Kai, Jay, and Nia all in there, and they look kind of worried or in some sort of distress. In particular, Jay, and this is obviously very interesting considering the place that he is at currently in Dragons Rising. There's a lot of implication behind what is going to be happening here, and I'm very curious to know why. And obviously, we know that they're in some form of distant realm, so for them to be back in the administration is certainly going to be interesting to see. It gives the implication that the whole season won't surround the ninja being stranded, which I do think is cool, but again, I just hope that they utilize this correctly. But again, I'm very curious to see more of the administration stuff, especially in relation to Jay. After that comes this moving shot with Euphrasia, and I have to say it looks absolutely fantastic. I think this shot is just really well done, and I have to give my credit to the animators for this one. I will say as well, I'm definitely excited to see what kind of presence Euphrasia will have within this season. Obviously, they are amplifying the fact that she is there, and I'm definitely curious to know what goes on. You can also see Zane is in the background, and also Aaron. So there's definitely going to be a case of we're going to be seeing Aaron and Lloyd meet up with Euphrasia and Zane. The only thing I'm disappointed about is the fact that Zane is still in his storm suit, so Spectral Zane will seemingly forever be non-canon, which is a shame, but ultimately, as long as Zane actually has a presence, I don't really mind. But again, I really like this shot. The next thing that caught my eye was the shot of what is seemingly the new design for Cole's golem form. Of course, this is definitely more inspired by the set, and it's definitely making a lot more sense now, and it's definitely encouraging me to actually get the set. But I will say, the design looks absolutely fantastic. It is a very clear upgrade over the Season 1 version, because I think there's just a lot more going on in this design. There's more colour to it, there's just more of a presence to it, and I'm definitely curious to know how it is utilised. I can't really determine where Cole is in this scene, and that is completely fine, but what I will say is that I'm just excited that Cole as well seemingly does have a presence this time round. But again, I love this shot as well. After that came a very quick shot of again one of these monsters with these big vine looking legs, reminding me a lot of Doc Ock from Marvel. I will say, again, another very cool shot, and it was definitely proven that the monsters are seemingly going to have an actual threat this time round. And again, I'm just really interested to see this. We also got another quick shot of Lloyd seemingly falling through snow or water. I can't necessarily determine it. All I know is that the shot is absolutely beautiful looking. I'm very curious to know how this is utilized, especially considering that this seems to be more of a Lloyd focused season. I'm curious as to the context of it, but again, I just wanted to note how good this shot truly looked. There's a shot of Aaron getting caught by this big wooden hand, which I can only assume is the Dragon of Life, and again, really cool to see and very much demonstrates his size. But we then also got a shot of Sora being caught by Frack. I do think this is a very interesting one, and I'm hoping to see more of this stuff expanded on. I will say, this teaser didn't give us too much in the way of what this group will be up to, so this is certainly the thing I'm most curious about going forward. But again, also noting that Frack still has the reveal blade, and again, I'm just hoping that that thing gets a little more this time round as well. I don't know how they're going to utilize it, I just simply hope that the blades don't go to waste. I don't have too much to point out about this shot here with Wildfire, it's just, it looks so good. It looks like a horror movie, I have to say, and I definitely do think it's going to be very interesting. She's utilizing some form of makeshift weapon as well, so it seems to be that Wildfire is going to take a very interesting role this season. Again, just further evolving from where we initially saw her towards the beginning of Dragon's Rising. As much as I have my critique about Wildfire, I'm definitely curious to see what she does here. After that came a shot where Sora is seemingly doing full spin jitsu. This has given me a lot of hope for Sora because I've definitely been worried about her. It seems to be that she will actually do something in Season 4, and I'm very much excited to see that. She also has some form of device on her back. I'm not entirely certain as to what this device is, we have no context whatsoever. So again, very curious to know what is actually going on there. But again, I'm just very excited to see that Sora seemingly actually does have something to do this time round. It's just very nice to see, very fun to see, and again, just making me excited for Season 4. This leads though to one of the biggest shots by far that did come from this teaser, and that is the shot of Jay with some sort of device attached to his head and is providing some sort of shock. Of course, this is still in the administration, and this is leading a lot of people to believe that Jay is going to be getting his memories back. I'm hoping that it's not this black and white, it's not this blunt of a transition, but it definitely does seem to be that that is the case. I'm wondering as to what the context will be. Maybe it's just the beginning of Jay starting to get his memories, who really knows, but this has definitely been one of the biggest eye catchers and definitely one of the biggest motivations when it does come to this new season. I'm just very excited to see what they do with Jay because they've been so good with him so far. We got a couple more shots then of the monsters that we are seeing, and again, I'm just very excited to see what they do with them. They look fantastic design-wise, I have to say that, so just generally speaking, I'm just excited to see what they do. The fight scenes look quite good, they look very well choreographed. Again, just kudos to Wildbrain for being able to do this because it seems to be quite standard procedure to them now. But again, it's just going to show that this season is definitely looking good in a lot of different ways, and these shots just simply prove that. And then the last shot of Lloyd doing a backflip and then firing elemental beams at these monsters, and his eyes are glowing. And again, this is a very big point of this teaser. Of course, we know that Lloyd's elemental power is going to be explored, and it seems to be that it is being pushed to its limit in this scene. Again, very curious to know what they're going to be doing here, and I'm very curious to know the implications on why Lloyd's elemental power seemingly is being pushed. I really like this shot, again, just further amplifying my point about the animation and the lighting, but again, I'm just so excited to see what's going on here. I think this shot is really well done and definitely a fantastic ending when it does come to this teaser. And it all finalizes out with this new version of the logo, and I have to say I definitely do like it. I like that the logo is evolving with the seasons themselves, and I have to say just when it comes to an overall, I'm very excited about this teaser. A lot of it was just the action scenes, a lot of it was just very short cuts of what is going to be larger things at play, but I'm definitely very excited for what we got here. I think this is a very well utilized 30 seconds, and I definitely think there's a lot more to it than I have even described myself. But I am just definitely at the point where I'm very excited to see what Dragon's Rising Season 4 is going to offer us, and I do think this reinforces my belief that this should be a good season. Of course I may be wrong, and if I am I will point that out, but I definitely do have faith going in. I think it's just looking very good, and I don't really have any way in the way of criticism. But again, I would love to know what you guys think in regard to this. Do you like this teaser or do you not? There's a lot that goes into it, and I'm definitely curious to know what you guys think. But it's a very short, very simple video, and I do hope you enjoyed. And if you did, let me know in the comments as well. But if you did enjoy the videos, and you do want to see more of it, please consider subscribing. I love discussing Ninjago with more people. And if you do want to support the channel any further, which you don't have to, you could become a channel member and join the legends on screen. Thank you to each and every single one of you. Your support means the world to me. But that's about it for today, you guys, and thank you very much for watching. Take care. Okay, bye!